Almost 4 decades after the anti-Sikh riots, a Delhi court has directed the Central Bureau of Investigation to frame charges against Congress leader Jagdish Tytler in a case that resulted in the death of 3 Sikh persons in the 1984 massacre that took place. A special CBI judge has stated that there is sufficient evidence against him to put him on trial. The charges against Tytler and others have been filed under sections 147, which is rioting, 109, that is abetment of an offence, as well as 302, that is murder of the Indian Penal Code. Meanwhile, Operation Blue Star, of course, refers to the military operation that was ordered by the Indian government to remove militants who had fortified themselves inside the Golden Temple complex in Amritsar. It caused a deep sense of mistrust among the Sikh community, in particular towards the then government that was led by former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. The Indian National Congress had faced a considerable backlash from the Sikh community back then. Now, the fallout from the Operation Blue Star has resulted, of course, back then in the assassination of then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi at the hands of her trusted bodyguards Byan Singh and Satwant Singh. Now, her assassination triggered anti-Sikh riots in Delhi, in other parts of the country as well, leading to widespread violence, death and destruction. At that time, Jagdish Tytler was accused of leading a mob that killed 3 Sikh people in the Pul Bangash area, Gurudwara Pul Bangash area. In 2023, a Delhi court has approved a supplementary charge sheet filed by the CBI against him in the anti-Sikh riot case. Tytler had appeared before the CBI and had given samples of his voice in connection with the case for Central Forensic Laboratory to examine. Then the CBI filed a charge sheet against Tytler in the case, and now, of course, the Delhi court has given a go-ahead to frame charges against him. My colleague Anand Singh with us on the broadcast to share more details. Anand, it's been 40 years, 4 decades since the riots had taken place, since the massacres had taken place in the national capital, and since then this case has dragged on. Jagdish Tytler was also named, in fact, in the Nanavati Commission report that had come out, the study that had been done by a former Chief Justice of India and a team under him as well. Now, what is the latest that you can share with our viewers? Is justice that has been delayed for so long, is it justice denied?
Yeah, Priya, look, a Delhi court yesterday ordered the framing of charges against Congress leader Tytler almost 40 years after the anti-Sikh riots that took place in the wake of former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi being gunned down by her own bodyguard, Sikh bodyguard. And in that matter, when the Sikh riots happened in the national capital, in its charge sheet, the CBI, which started its probe in 2005, after the Nanavati Commission gave its report in 2005 to the government, because that Nanavati Commission was formed by the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government in 2000. And after 5 years, that report was submitted, and on the basis of that, the CBI filed a case against Tytler and several others. And after almost 16 years later, 17 years later, the CBI filed its charge sheet accusing Tytler as one of the main accused in the case, in which 3 people have died in Pul Bangash area of national capital. So he was charged under several sections of the IPC that includes 302, that is for murder, and several others. And in the charge sheet, it has been mentioned that at the time of the crime, when the 3 Sikh people were murdered there in Pul Bangash area, who were burnt to death over there, Tytler was present at the site. And even last year, the CBI had taken the voice samples of Tytler, and it also examined several of the witnesses who confirmed the presence of Tytler at the crime scene on the day of the incident. Thus, this led to the framing of charges against Jagdish Tytler in this case. And even Jagdish Tytler had last year said that he is ready to apologize, and he said that it was very shameful that such an incident happened in the national capital at that time, around 40 years ago. That was November 1, 1984.
Nalapata, editorial director of the Sunday Guardian. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for speaking to us on NewsX. It's been 40 years, 4 decades since the anti-Sikh riots had taken place in the national capital. It's one of the darkest chapters in independent India. And now the court has given a go-ahead to frame charges against Jagdish Tytler in this case. Tytler has, of course, maintained his innocence over the years, but there is considerable evidence that the court has also now acknowledged. Do you think this gives some sort of a closure to the Sikh community that has been waiting for so long for justice?
So what I'd like to say, it's a total shame. It's a shame on the government that was in power when 1984 happened and subsequent governments. And I'm glad that finally, under PM Modi, some justice is being done to at least a few of the alleged top facilitators of this terror. Many of the facilitators are no longer living. They have all escaped justice, but some are still around. And frankly, it's a shame that for so long they were allowed to get away despite concrete evidence. I was there as a young editor. I went and I saw for myself how people were being burnt, and it was a gruesome sight. And some kind of fuel was being poured over them, and they were. Anyway, I just don't want to describe it, but there was no sound coming from there. But it's just incredible. Even now, I get nightmares thinking about it, and to just think that those who perpetrated this, those who funded this, those who organized this. Remember, nobody who was not a Sikh died in 1984 riots. Only Sikhs died. Unlike the Gujarat riots, where about 1,000 Hindus died, about 2,000 Muslims died, only Sikhs perished. And frankly, this has given grist to the K people and to the ISI and to China and all the enemies of India. Why? Because they are taking attention away from the gruesome real genocide of the Sikhs that took place in 46 and 47 and 48 in what is now Pakistan by pointing to 1984 and the fact that the top masterminds, those who are still around among the living, have escaped justice. I am glad that finally Jagdish Tytler is being brought to book. It has taken 40 years. It has given grist to the mill of the ISI, of the PLA, of all anti-India elements, this kind of delay. And fortunately now, under Prime Minister Modi, closure is coming. I would like the CBI to act quickly and to ensure that there is speedy justice meted out. There cannot be a time limit for a crime as gruesome as this. 40 years, there's no time limit for that. And I do hope the most severe punishment is going to be meted out for this, because that is the only way, as you correctly said. Not only Tytler, but there are a few other people there as well. That's the only way that the Sikh community will understand that they are safe in India. And they will understand the K people are talking nonsense. They are prisoners of a country whose military, and basically many of the military people's grandfathers participated in the genocide, and they started living in the homes of the people they had killed, the valiant Sikhs. And the attention will be drawn back to that, and so far very undermentioned genocide. Just as the Bangladesh genocide has been undermentioned, the present one and the last one. So I'd like to say I'm very happy about this, and I want the CBI to work actively. I want justice to be meted out quickly, and I want other perpetrators also, those perpetrators who are still around, to be brought to book the way Jagdish Tytler has been. I'm very happy that this has happened. 40 years is late, but it's better late than never. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.